Alright, hitting the unpause button, we have number 2, Fairy of the Divine Hand. Okay. Stop right now. Your intuition, your inner sight and clear vision is sending you a very clear warning. A red flag has just gone up, and this is the time to stop, to look, to listen before going forward. Your higher self, your clear sight, wants you to stop and think before simply taking this wonderful temptation someone is offering you. It may be in the form of a secretive relationship, junk food, alcohol at a party, sex before you're ready, or behaving in ways that are unsafe and disrespectful, speaking harmful words and thoughts that could scar people for a long, long time. This moment's indulgence could have long-term repercussions that could lead you away from your well-being, clarity, and harmony. You know when this temptation comes that you do not need to flee. You do not need to indulge. You do not need to curse and berate the lovely, lovely, earnest fairy with her clear message to stop and truly look at what is taking place. You simply need to pause, be quiet, clear, and know now that one of your fiercest addictions is seeking you out, and you are wavering, caught in this delirium. And is not an opportunity to escape. This is your chance to break free. Maybe it's a secretive relationship. I don't even know who this person is. I just know that they're very talented. But a lot of the times, the interactions that I've had, that, it's not a lie that, or a mistruth that they're very, very talented, but it's put in a way as it's almost implied that they are more talented than I am. And not to have like a comparative, like who's better than this or that, but those that are kind of pushing the agenda, this like marketing plan, that they may be more established than I in a certain arena, but it doesn't mean that they're more talented. The fact that they have to push that to make it known to me is that comes off more than an organic observation. It's telling me that I am definitely more talented than they are. You know what I mean? Like, so if that's the seed that you plant, especially when they want to be that close to me, they kind of want to have the leg up by introducing themselves in such a manner where I have the self-perception of not necessarily lacking, but of lesser value, or even at bare minimum equivalency. And to introduce yourself in such a manner is very much like reminiscent of old world views. Like, hi, what do you do for a living? Oh, I never, like the judgment based on what people do for a living, like sizing someone up. And so it's under the same concept of discernment of values based on, I think, more like economic status. It's looking more like that than on a spiritual plane, So I think, because I'm just like wowed by the many things that this person can do in time lapses. But at the same time, it's also telling me that this person knows that I can do that, if not more. Because if they're not coming straightforward outright with their identity, that means that there's some kind of fear construct around them, surrounding them, that I should not affiliate myself with them. So to that I say no. Good riddance. Goodbye and good riddance. Right, Spirit? Like, to set that tone in a relationship without knowing somebody's identity. Like, I know energy, and I know 100% that I'm accurate. And 100% that I'm ethical. And 100% that I'm growing, like ongoing. So, we're using this deck, the maker of also the Byzantine Tarot. And, Spirit, what do you want to say about that? Okay. The Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles accentuated. Yeah, so this is like a patriarchal type of energy. Very much traditional, so they're almost like wanting to put me in my place, because they too also have some kind of an all-access pass. Like they can get to many arenas, and they're highly respected, but at the same time behind them what they're backpacking is the Five of Pentacles. Now they don't use the Five of Pentacles the same way that I do. They're very much stubborn in their ways, so I'm going to say about that, Spirit. Nine of Cups in reverse. So they're begging, they're asking. My divine team is asking, what makes you happy? Because this is not all about them. And the stop, look, and listen is taking on that meditative quality, because these energies that want to mimic you all too closely, or are very close and similar, and are very close within similarities, are also copying my ways. And so it's just kind of isolating. You know, the solitary witch. What makes you happy, Tina? And stick to that, because you do have an all-access pass that others do not have access to. So don't allow them in, because your ability to give without getting lost in the shuffle is massive. People are looking at each other like, whoa, I could work with this person, you see? Because we have the Three of Pentacles right there too. Like, dude, she gives us like half. We can definitely work with this. This is greater than a partnership. It's a triad. So Five of Pentacles, the way I use them, is very much within the travel pursuits. Like, you pack lightly, okay? Okay, so the positive affirmation in this is, despite the synchronous mirroring that I see within its negative polarity and its unfavorable polarity, I am able to hold my ground and honor my sentience, which means that I will be paying attention to what makes me happy, and it will be authentic within the resources that are provided, whether that's live resources to share with that can further elaborate on reciprocity, or investing that in the journey further on, because my Ace of Pentacles is in pocket right in the middle, and it's showcasing that I have the ability to expand its what the considerations are of all access, meaning what that means. And so when you think of an all access pass, you are only you're only thinking of like upon the immediacy of what you're able to drum up at that instance, what you're able to like think of, like the possibilities. But the all access pass for me is very much central, and it's like the cat's eye. You see, the jewel of the cat's eye. So there's more to it than that. My all access pass is not confining to one era or a few generations, like a handful of generations. It's a multitude. It's complete. It's you know how they say as sure as the sun? It's like as sure as the waves, you know, the pole to manifestations, the moon. Yeah. So, that's very good. Okay. So, there's 6 of Pentacles surrounding that, okay? So looking at the 5 of Pentacles accentuated, and then the Ace of Pentacles, it's division, like it's an investment here and there. So I never lose out because one is always invested in the greater span, the journey. So we have 6 here, 6 of Pentacles here, and then the division of the 2. Like, how do I separate that? And even the separation of giving the, how do I say it? It's not giving the all access pass to others, but this, looking at the ratio of investments, 5 is to the journey, and 1 is to, like, this is real time, and this is to an infinite, like infinite access, infinite, I forgot what we were going to say about that, but the immediate, like the journey, and then it's basically the future. Okay. All right. So, Spirit, another positive affirmation. We're going to get like 2 more, and then we're going to go to Bananagrams. Because I got to get to this stuff. And I'm already kind of getting tired a little bit. So, okay, so we have one that fell in a couple. 10 of Cups in reverse, in hand. Gestation, new birthing process. Feminine, masculine there. Then what fell on my doing side is the King of Cups accentuated and the King of Swords inverted. Ooh, so on my doing side with my manifestations, there's this King of Swords appearing again that's very much isolated and singling me out. He's very much goal-oriented, and he's going to pierce. He's going to get it. That's his determination, and he's very fixated on me. But Jesus Christ, or Spirit in Cash, is absolutely watching out for me, watching over me. You see, like, he's looking, like, and again, we see, like, the King of, these are 2, I don't understand, but the King of Cups is, definitely my, we even seen this as a theme, the King of Cups versus the King of Swords. And the King of Cups isn't like in your face energy of like, I'm talented in this and that, or I'm protecting you. And this is very like, this guy is very subtle within marketing that, publicizing that. So, you remember we talked about the King of Swords as being like all about the cherry, right? And obviously the King of Cups is all about the grapes. And the manifestation of within its variance of how to ingest or digest that. So, you know, that's filled with wine, obviously. So there's competing interests here. But anyway, Jesus Christ is looking out for me, for sure. Because the 10 of Cups is about to happen. So there's kind of a dispute over the interest of such. That's interesting. Holy smokes. And Spirit has the higher ground. Spirit and Cash has the higher ground here. Because that's how it turned up. The King of Cups on top. Okay. So, the positive affirmation is that I can trust in the Holy Light, the divine spirit of of sentience that is meant for me, meant for my highest good, and its follow through. Thank you. Bottom of the deck is a Nine of Swords. So don't stress about it, Tina. Don't stress about it. So as far as learning about my viewers, I'm just kind of reminded about that. These are things that I think we all face. And if we're looking at the internalization of just a singular sentience, which is ourselves, looking at the highly masculine versions of King of Cups and King of Swords, there's there's that internal dialogue or dispute of following your logic and that goal-oriented pursuits of like our own agenda versus what we're intuitively drawn to. So this is very much like a personal like tiff, okay? When we're looking at this, it's like this is something that I'm naturally inclined and actually, this is the inclination, naturally inclined to do, like our tendencies. But this is very much like, how do I say it? This is what we are kind of like programmed to assimilate to. This is like what we're constantly like scripting. Whereas this is something that we're just innately drawn to. You know, this is something that we can read between the big reading between the lines, whether they're narrow or big gaps. But especially when there's bigger gaps, there's so much more context within that space. But the other challenge is bridging those gaps between one line and another. So there are some addicts here, from what I'm hearing, with that reference of lines, and it's more so not the putting the addict under scope, but rather the addiction itself, and being able to overcome that. Yeah, that's what they're telling me. So don't stress about it. Absolutely do not stress about it, because this grid right here is like graph paper, right? So you can draw something out of not, how do I say it? Not stressing out about it. Having trust that things will grow, because this is an indication of not just a trellis where things can grow, vines can grow from the ground up, but also that we can draw conclusions with more clarity. So a lot of people use graph paper like that for visual like tracing, not like overlay tracing, but like looking at how to size things accordingly, map things out plot by plot. So this is what I'm looking at, the intermeshings of people and their thought processes, the swords, the constructs, all of that. We're dealing with like a plot by plot theme here, that this is kind of like a neighborhood of stressors and how it connects to others. Like, we have many relationships, many different kinds of relationships, and varying all in involvement. So when we look at that, it's like the plot thickens, you know, it's like pixel by pixel by pixel, that they're very much connected to this larger picture. Okay. So in our positive affirmations here, we can trust in trust itself. We can trust in our abilities to get through this. That something about being underrated. Not overlooked, but just underrated in our pursuits and what we're doing. But like all things that do not suit our highest good, it's very temporary. Okay. All right, the Lovers in reverse again. The frick? I thought this was the Lover's card before I read the Ten of Cups in reverse. So, I'm told to pick another shadow card for this particular one. Okay. So there are undercover relationships, underground, but what do you want to say here? Yeah, so it's pointing to that again, because this is the top of the deck. Okay, it is the top of the deck, so let's get the top of the deck. Strange Valentine. Love is strange. What? It's like, I am the walrus. Goo 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 choo. 27. So again, we see a lot of like 2s and 7s, and now we have 27 here. And counting back, this is like 9, so it's pointing back to like what makes you happy. You know, the 9 of Cups here. Interesting. So what do I want to say about 27? Okay. You may experience a massive surge in emotional energy and new romantic beginnings. So it's very likely you'll attract, encounter, or simply bump into someone who reawakens long-lost feelings inside you, or who may not be your type. And who may not be your type. Hurrah! You'll wake up feeling bright, aware, dynamic, and sometimes feeling giddy with delight. This is very good news. Love is indeed strange and wonderful. There's more to read on that, but okay. What's behind that? The Moon card in reverse. So there's variations of underground undercover relationships, but what I'm seeing is the more that someone asks of you and cares to be within your proximity isn't always like flattery. It's not always like Captain Obvious that we swoon over. In fact, it's never. But it's also looking at, like, if somebody is asking more of you, more of your time, more of your interest, more of your energy, etc., yet they are reluctant to be as visible as, like, if they're depicting the terms of your relationship to be unbalanced, then it'll speak for itself. Like, you'll be able to discern what their intentions are, whether they bear on the heaviness of lies and deceit and like wanting to remain in the dark, or intentions towards manifestation to a turn up, you know, both ways. So okay, one last takeaway. Page of Cups again. So this connects to the previous reading and the pre-read. So we see the wine here. So this is the Queen of Cups, like just like low-key, like clocked out. Just okay, I'm gonna take care of myself and my situation. So I'm gonna feel good about what I'm doing. Because I know I'm getting things done in its best way possible. So there's that. Okay. And then one more. I don't know why I'm getting that. 6 of rods, or 6 of wands in reverse. But it's in the coming. It's in the making. Victory is on its way. So again, a common theme with a Page of Cups. The victory theme. The King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Hierophant, and the Ace of Pentacles, and then like and the 6 of Pentacles. So that's been a common theme here, at least for this phase. So I'm going to put this away. Where do I put this? Okay. But how interesting that is, huh? I don't know if I'll have time for the... Yeah, let's do a quick Bananagrams thing. I'm into it. That's the wrong thing for that. Okay. Let's have a thing. Okay. S. But it's interlocking, like, jewelry. Like, it's an interlocking theme, okay? Okay, IYTORLUINEWIV. New Emperor. That's what I'm seeing. Or someone's recovering also. Or it could be new VI, so that's new love. Oh my gosh, for IRL in real life. Okay, anyway, ELID, lived, ATV. Some of you might be like into ATVs. It's like RC cars, except like big version, like the big wheel version. Yeah, I see LOVE. Yeah, new love, real deal. Oh my gosh, what? Unite, unity. What? Okay, so I'm seeing Lydia, Vent, Newt. I'm hearing Eye of a Newt. Like in Robin Hood, Men in Tights or something like that. I don't know. But also Newt could be like a spirit animal. Loved. I'm seeing Trieste as well. Yeah, Trieste. What the frick? Okay. Yes. Yoon. Like YUN. So it's somebody's last name or something like that. So do we have any other names here? Aaron. Tina. Will. Willie. Eli. Riley. Deli. Deltron. Warren. Triune. Triad. Villa. Trina. Leslie. You hardly ever see Leslie. Or Les. Neil. Nils. O'Neill. Linus. Leanne. Diane. I see some other names here, but I'm not going to call them out. Because they're too individual. Evita. Vitals. ROI. LOA. Yeti. Ron. Ronald. Roland. Irene. Iris. Hours. Like OURS. I mean, it could be hours, but without the H. Whatever that means. Okay. Weiland. Like Scott Weiland. What is that? Stone Temple Pilots. I think I'm supposed to divine something off of that. I'm seeing sunny, but without the extra N. So there's something about, like, racist, like, semi-racist, like, sunny, but without the extra N. Whatever that, that sounds so offensive, but that's what I'm told to say here. Devil. Oh, yeah. There's definitely some hidden racists here. Dude. That's not right. Holy smokes. Okay, so I'm going to put unity here. U-N-I-T-Y. I also have united. I'm going to put united. Okay. And I'm going to put loved. I'll put lover. United lovers. Oh, okay. And what tells me is, like, the magic is very limited when people try to keep themselves in the dark or discreet. Because lovers are not really connected, like, if they're not united. You know what I mean? Like, by the laws of at some point, it needs to become a more tangible pursuit. Otherwise, it's not in its fullest power. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, will. Yeah, so you have to have, like, what is the greatest love of all? Like, very much, your spirit has to be very much invested. Again, I'm getting vital. There's free will, but it's, you know, that wishy-washiness isn't going to get you anywhere, really. So I have EIY left here. I see ivy. So again, like don't worry about it kind of thing. It's the ivy that grows on that trellis. So I have E left, and it's gonna go well. We or will. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm gonna show you in just a moment. See? That's what we got. And then looking at the rest. Actually, there's more than that, but that's what I got for now. Okay, excuse me. So, now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors, also my supporters, all donations provided in light and love. It is received and employed accordingly, if not amplified. Thank you for respecting my time, my space, my energy, and that of our children's. And positive affirmation, final thing to say about that. Okay, we'll get one from the Decameron Tarot. Okay, it's not fully here because I got some still on my altar. So, the Five of Cups. Oh, okay. So, the positive affirmation is that there are some admirers that, like, kind of fall to our feet, that are kind of trying to make us feel at home and stay within their energy. Yet at the same time, these are the people that, like, want to get you comfortable and almost, like, immobilized to, like, a catatonic state of, like, pleasure or bliss or whatever, from starting point to accentuate that into fuller gestures. Those are the people that you need to say goodbye to. So, in the positive affirmation is that not only do I see things for what they are, but I'm also able to value myself enough and honor myself enough to say goodbye to those things, those that do not mean well for me, except for the immediacy of what pertains to their interests. This is like an advanced version of how to use your intuition on its most practical form, because a lot of us can get very comfortable in our ways, regardless of like our pay level or the connections that we have. Those introductions to a new world of wealth within a certain facet. So it's being able to understand that and create the internal fluency of temperance, where like that's no good for me. I'm sorry. This is equivalent to the Five of Pentacles. It's half of the Ten of Cups. So I will appreciate the value of what the Five of Cups has to offer me in knowing when to walk away from certain situations that keep you in unnecessary limbo. You know what I mean? So when we're talking business, it's like, how many nights do you need to like sleep on it? So Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. So it's usually in the Three of Cups in reverse. So it's knowing when to like say goodbye to certain realms of celebration. Because in the traditional Five of Cups, we're looking at Three of Cups have fallen over, so it's like saying goodbye to shits and giggles. And again, this is reaffirming that. And again, it's also reaffirming to this hand at the bottom of the deck, Fairy of the Divine Hand, intoxication, distorted view, and overindulgence. So this certain character, the King of Swords, has well worn out their welcome. They have taken advantage of that, and to a certain degree they intuitively know that. What else do you want to say about this? So in sum, looking at the greater picture, where we're not subtracting, we're looking at the total picture, we have Eight of Cups. So it's understanding, like, it's like one away from the Nine of Cups, like what makes you happy. So you go out and find yourself, but you don't find yourself through being in touch with like the earthly pleasures, even if it's intuitively speaking, of those connections that you have. Like just because you get each other doesn't mean that you're for each other's highest good in the long run. So a lot of people say like the combat to that is, or the dispute about that is like, well, everything does change and nothing is ever like permanent. So, why not just like have your shits and giggles as they come through? And it's like, when you undermine your confidence and you understate your value at that level, you're never going to get past the threshold of somebody else's home versus your own. Like, so we're talking about your home, your temple versus outsiders and who is trying to come through. So we're looking at that. Okay. And the positive affirmation is just knowing the value of your home. Okay, and your home plate. So that is it for now. Thank you so much to my true supporters, like my direct supporters. I really appreciate you. And you know who you are. I don't always know who you are, but I do appreciate the gestures and the intentions. Yeah. So, and the effectiveness, because obviously we got to this certain state of kind of detoxing and de-stressing in order to get to what I need to, and just refortify that I can do this and that I will do this and it will be on divine timing. So, much luck to you as well. Good Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karma suit, assisting with the rollout of their karma. Enlighten love. I close all portals.